What is up, everybody? Rod J back again. Thanks for swinging by to check out another reaction video. This will be another music reaction. Going to take a look at Akala Fire in the Booth number 4. This has been recommended by a good amount of you out there that watch the channel now. I think Juliet Reacts may have been the first one, but a lot of you have been kind of saying, check this video out, check this video out, check this video out. So I'm finally going to check it out right here. Let's go ahead and get into it. That Akala Fire in the Booth 1 was just on a different level. I can't imagine what this one's going to be, although everybody tells me he gets better and better and better. So let's roll.
I know you're going to dig this.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
You ready, cuz?
Always, bro. Always, always.
You know what time it is when you hear this, right?
Let's get ready to rumble.
Yo, listen. 10-year anniversary. Akala.
Turn up, turn up.
Uncle Akala, the flow father. You already know that I'm smarter than half of the darker the shit get harder. I spit yet fools when I act like they can't get a quick death.
He said the flow farther, the darker the shit. Yeah, he just started off ripping. Different level.
Turn up, turn up.
Uncle Akala, the flow father. You already know that I'm smarter than half of the darker the shit get harder. I spit yet fools when I act like they can't get a quick death. How many careers have been ended in a time that I've only ascended? Just telling things how they are now, why would the truth be offensive? I was independent when everybody signed, still independent, respect my grind, own my own masters, know what that mean? Understand back catalogue, are you green? Scene means that my kids have a pension. I ain't got kids, just thought I would mention. See my intention, mangle a mention, murder a syllable and strangle a sentence. Stand to attention, all of your henchmen still couldn't bench him, cause he's too heavyweight brethren. Like old school jungle selection, come through humble a veteran. 10 years since the first album, 10 years.
Let me just say, still couldn't bench him, too heavyweight. I like that line.
Shit get harder, I spit yet fools when I act like they can't get a quick death. How many careers have been ended in a time that I've only ascended? Just telling things how they are now, why would the truth be offensive? I was independent when everybody signed, still independent, respect my grind, own my own masters, know what that mean? Understand back catalogue, are you green? Scene means that my kids have a pension. I ain't got kids, just thought I would mention. See my intention, mangle a mention, murder a syllable and strangle a sentence. Stand to attention, all of your henchmen still couldn't bench him, cause he's too heavyweight brethren. Like old school jungle selection, come through humble a veteran. 10 years since the first album, 10 years no daytime radio, 10 years still touring, that's real supporters. We all know why they don't play me though. I'm that rapper, rap about matters that actually matter, challenging power. What? Every single tour is 10% more now. Why do you think that happens? Content matters.
You know what I really like about Akala is that he just drops these different gems in the tracks that he's doing. The point about owning your own masters, you see a lot of artists nowadays going back, hearing stories about them buying their masters back. He was able to keep that control from the get-go. That allows him to have that power down the line as he blows up, as he's blown up, to keep that financial control. That's why he talks about his kids and won't need for the pension. You know, he's handling all that already on the planning out. And I wish more artists put that in their thought. One of the things here in the States, one of the biggest groups to actually kind of keep their own control was like the Wu-Tang Clan. They actually started selling stuff out of the back of their trunk, keeping control of everything. So as they blew up, they kept control to a lot of that. That's the way you got to do it. You got to, these artists that think like businessmen, like Akala, I mean, that's how you want to drive it. I'm hoping young artists, when they hear someone like him on the mic, they pick that up and understand the importance of it, because it does matter. You want to control your financials as best you can. And Akala's telling you, you know, that's what you got to do.
Everybody signed, still independent, respect my grind, own my own masters, know what that mean? Understand back catalogue, are you green? Scene means that my kids have a pension. I ain't got kids, just thought I would mention. See my intention, mangle a mention, murder a syllable and strangle a sentence. Stand to attention, all of your henchmen still couldn't bench him, cause he's too heavyweight brethren. Like old school jungle selection, come through humble a veteran. 10 years since the first album, 10 years no daytime radio, 10 years still touring, that's real supporters. We all know why they don't play me though. I'm that rapper, rap about matters that actually matter, challenging power. What? Every single tour is 10% more now. Why do you think that happens? Content matters, albums matter, songs they matter, lyrics they matter, integrity matters, flows it matter. It's worth the skibble, we deal with the matter, no industry hype. Just write what I like, it's a Steve Biko with a mic. This Iron Mike, wouldn't like, cause a fight is a roll of the dice, like rolling on knives. Organs openly sliced, cold, I told you the price. Colder than ice, nah, colder than life. Living in a war zone, hold my advice. Take shortcuts, get cut short. Long road, hard road, but more sure. World tour that I'm doing at the end of the year should make all this clear. Some only get visibility, so a silly fool called me a failure. I smiled to myself. These times I was on the plane to Australia, sold out shows on the other side of the globe, but fools only know what's in front of their nose. So they stun, pose, but they can't sell shows cause their music is poo and they got no flow. I know, you might be astonished. Dog shit cannot be polished. No matter how you push it on the public, son, you cannot make them love it, son. You know how many rappers could pack out a venue in Addis Ababa. Guess what? It was the only one Bob Marley ever did play in Africa. You write raps, I write history on the page, and quite literally an elder statesman to my own generation, an inspiration, cause the flows that I came with is a solo play by Miles Davis. Who don't know he's the greatest. So if Charlie tells anybody else their fire in the booth is the best there's been, is he high? Does he lie? Nah, he knows that I'm in my own league. I'm judged totally separate. If we're actually going on the evidence, you wanna be.
Alright, I got it. Just put a little break. I mean, time out on the play, the wordplay, the breath control, the matching of the pace to the rhythm, and yet the dropping of the knowledge in there makes him stand out so much more versus some of the other entertainers out there. And I just love how he's so in tune to what needs to be, what he wants to do, and not just buying into what the entertainment industry is trying to sell. So many of the records that are out there are just about nothing. You know, he's staying true to the game, which is one of the reasons I'm really enjoying him a lot more as I hear more of his stuff. So he's definitely got it rocking. I can't wait to get in the next part. I'm going to back it up first, but that next beat, I know he's going to flow well off of that too. So let's get back to it.
Australia, sold out shows on the other side of the globe, but fools only know what's in front of their nose. So they stun, pose, but they can't sell shows cause their music is poo and they got no flow. I know, you might be astonished. Dog shit cannot be polished. No matter how you push it on the public, son, you cannot make them love it, son. You know how many rappers could pack out a venue in Addis Ababa. Guess what? It was the only one Bob Marley ever did play in Africa. You write raps, I write history on the page, and quite literally an elder statesman to my own generation, an inspiration, cause the flows that I came with is a solo play by Miles Davis. Who don't know he's the greatest. So if Charlie tells anybody else their fire in the booth is the best there's been, is he high? Does he lie? Nah, he knows that I'm in my own league. I'm judged totally separate. If we're actually going on the evidence, you wanna be a fool, do you know what the level is? You wanna be a pro, can you roll with the cleverest? Genius, I know it. Kinda like a roadside tug, get a poet. Kinda like a warrior, kinda like a scholar, but I could be your arse, so don't make me show it. I know certain kind of supporters don't like when I get this mosey. You think that I care? All that show, you don't really know me. See, I'm an arrogant fuck on the mic. I am not humble, I'm only nice in real life. Who wants an MC that does not think that the shit? That defeats the whole point. Combat sport, this rap stuff. That's why man gets slapped when they act up. They cannot catch us, they will get backed up. You can feel the energy coming through the chakras. No aggression, the hood's not listening, cause aggression is what they're living in. So I keep spitting it, every day I'm spinning them. Call me Akala, there is no synonym. Nobody's similar, not the same. I rap about life, they rap about chains. Yeah, we all get dough and we all drive mercs. All do festivals, all get work. We don't all lecture at Oxford with a hoodie on, cause I got no response for their nonsense. Don't all do education in war zones. Man, I shook to go Peckham. Despite all the big talk, they were not walking half of the places I step in. Catch me in anyone's hood on my own. Kids act like they seen a ghost. I'm like, little bro, I'm 32 years old. You think I care about a postcode? I'm not invincible. I can get removed from the physical, but if I get murked, probably be political. Cause the things that come out of my mouth is a madness. I'm a rebellious bastard with no respect for authority. So I don't suggest that you follow me. It's true, this can all end horribly, but I still be the anomaly, an entrepreneur. I don't say it cause it sounds cool. It's actually true. Ain't got a diamond chain, I admit it, but I do got an office with employees in it.
Man, the way he spits, the mind gets blown. And as I listen, I'm trying to think, who does he remind me of? You know, going back to the DJ days in the 90s, thinking of some of the golden era of hip-hop here in the States. And it's like, he is his own person. He's got that knowledge that he's dropping, kind of like a KRS-One type feel, but he's got that smoothness and the flow to it. The way he speeds up, breaks it back down, flips it around, kind of gives me a little bit kind of a feel like Busta Rhymes. But the silkiness of the way he does it, it's got like that Rakim type smoothness, but it's not the same thing because the voice is different. So it's like he's just a mix of like all these different dynamics. And I got to tell you guys something. You guys over in the UK enjoy the hell out of him because dude is one of a kind thus far that I've seen, and I'm really impressed by everything he's been dropping thus far.
Catch me in anyone's hood on my own. Kids act like they're seen a ghost. I'm like, little bro, I'm 32 years old. You think I care about a postcode? I'm not invincible. I can get removed from the physical, but if I get murked, probably be political. Cause the things that come out of my mouth is a madness. I am a rebellious bastard with no respect for authority. So I don't suggest that you follow me. It's true this could all end horribly, but I still be the anomaly and entrepreneur.
You know, I mentioned those other artists. There's also kind of what I would say that wisdom kind of like Nas when he puts into some of his tracks and stuff too. But again, the sound, the image, everything works together. He's just like this ball that incorporates a lot of other things into one. And it's just, you can't put him in a box. You just can't put him in a box. He just has so much going on here.
I don't say it cause it sounds cool, it's actually true. Ain't got a diamond chain, I admit it, but I do got an office with employees in it. Do take youngsters all around the globe, get them paid for the brain and the lyrics, while media wanna still paint us like we are just nothing but crooks. Along comes one so cool, it can make it cool to rap about books. And you can think that's sneaky and stupid, but all that show that you're clueless. Cause the global revenue for books every year is like 10 times more than music. Now I've sold how many books and self-published, how does that look?
I love how he's putting stuff in there, looking to educate the young ones as well by pointing these things out. I mean, and then if you look at some of the golden era, again, I'm going to say some of the ones we put on a high level, you could put a Nas up there, Tupac, Jay-Z, whatever. A lot of those they've read. They've got a lot of books. A lot of people studied a lot of different things, and that knowledge comes from it. And the fact that he's hitting on that, he's trying to bring that point home. He is bringing that point home about put the stuff up here, and that's going to get you further in the world as well. So just all around positive type stuff. I love hearing this versus some of the other things that we usually take off the airwaves.
For those that only respect checks, swear the accountant ain't cooking the books, son. And I don't even think that capitalism should decide how you rate a rap on a rhythm. That is the age we're living in, isn't it? It's all about materialism, more important than any paper debt. Do you check for the youth them? Let's see. Any one of them little tugs right there? It could have been me. It could have been me. It could have been me. 15, I was in chimes and trends. Coliseum way back then, surrounded by big men and the clap of a skin. You know what's being smoked in green, but everybody pretends. These time I kick ball for the hammers. Weed in the girls, put a spanner in the matters. Fact of the matter is, lost my discipline. Late night brethren's whip with a stick in it. He took it from under his dad's mattress. I never grew up with that. Who's better off? Complicated, I'm undercompensating. Everybody talks road, I let him fake it.
Hearing that on that one beat in my mind, I'm like, I would love to see him team up with like Dre doing some beats for him, producing some beats and stuff too. Not that there's anything wrong with Charlie Sloth. Charlie Sloth's got it rocking from everything I've seen about his show, but I hear that little beat come in and it's almost like takes me back to when Dre brought in Snoop back in the day. I could just see that being a power type mix there.
Think that capitalism should decide how you rate a rap on a rhythm. That is the age we're living in, isn't it? It's all about materialism, more important than any
And that point right there is one of the things that back in the 90s when DJ talked to some of the artists, how there was like a dictation from the industry on what they wanted you to say on records versus what you may want to say. And if you were saying the things they didn't want to say, they weren't going to pay you. So capitalism was doing it. It still does it nowadays as far as some of the artists, unless you have that own power, you have that own build up like he's done with his fan base and like others are doing with theirs, where you're not going to be basically that slave to the industry and stuff. Remember that time like when Prince, if you remember, if you're old enough, Prince had wrote Slave on the side of his face back in the 90s because he was basically locked down by Warner Brothers, having to do stuff he didn't want to do. What Akala is teaching you is a way to not be in that situation. So definitely great knowledge, great knowledge.
Do you check for the youth them? Let's see. Any one of them little tugs right there? It could have been me. It could have been me. It could have been me. 15, I was in chimes and trends. Coliseum way back then, surrounded by big men and the clap of a skin. You know what's being smoked in green, but everybody pretends. These time I kick ball for the hammers. Weed in the girls, put a spanner in the matters. Fact of the matter is, lost my discipline. Late night brethren's whip with a stick in it. He took it from under his dad's mattress. I never grew up with that. Who's better off? Complicated, I'm undercompensating. Everybody talks road, I let them fake it. My olders was organised crime. They lick banks, so I gas when you say you bag grams. Bad man, what's that? Madman, stop that. They manufacture gas, we just pop that. They import, export, we just shot that. Hustle ain't saying I not that. I'm just saying we should see it's deliberate, and by now we should all be sick of it. I'm working on ways to get rid of it. Mass incarceration ridiculous. So I go.
I like how he kind of raises that in his voice as that beat starts to climb, he starts to climb with it. I don't know if y'all caught that or not, but he's got a great feel of everything as it happens.
Late night veterans whip with a stick in it. He took it from under his dad's mattress. I never grew up with that. Who's better off? Complicated, I'm undercompensating. Everybody talks road, I let them fake it. My olders was organised crime. They lick banks, so I ain't gas when you say you bag grams. Bad man, what's that? Madman, stop that. They manufacture gas, we just pop that. They import, export, we just shot that. Hustle ain't saying I knock that. I'm just saying we should see it's deliberate. And by now we should all be sick of it. I'm working on ways to get rid of it. Mass incarceration ridiculous. So I go chill and I chat to the man them. Fire in the booth, part one, what I rap them. Explaining the system and how I will trap them. Action more than rap them. All my fire in the booths. They have been studied as texts by countless PhDs round the globe. My youth now have some respect. And they still bang on the block from Brixton to Brooklyn, Palestine to West Papua. But despite all the personal comfort, I still feel sick when I think of the massacres. The world is fucked. There's enough to go round, but we are all back. There goes preaching again. Akala, stick to the script, just stun. Tell him about your whip, brand new something and sit. How many girls wanna walk out? Come on, let's be honest. I was not ugly before this shit. So you can imagine, but the brain power.
I had to laugh at that part. But yo, this is like over 5 minutes in. He's just got still that flow, the great breath control, the great work that he's putting in here, the great time and everything. I mean, you hear some of the verses that some of the rappers do. 5 minutes in, 5 minutes plus. Now you hear some hip hoppers can do that, but most of them don't go this long. He actually is still driving it and still flowing with it, not even needing to take that break as of yet. I'm to say I'm in awe would be kind of maybe an understatement, but I'm in awe of what he's actually doing here as far as the feel and the music and the vibe, and you just feel it through your body from the energy that he puts out there.
But you cannot fathom. I mean it truly from the bottom of my heart. No, please jump on the bandwagon. I've made it cool to be conscious again. Say thanks, cause I know that you got more sense. I know that you know yourself when you were sat down with your grind and your friends. That's our culture, respect for the oldest. If it's not coke, let me call you a coke kid. No biggie. When I rap with a Akala, so silly. I'm like my grand's name, so Millie. 10 years first album, 10 years no daytime play. But in October we're selling out cocoa. Come along, learn about a show on the stage. No hype man, no cup in the mic. Musicians and visuals all mixed right. And like 40 songs squeezed into an hour and a half. His supporters actually like. Consistency matters, the rest is just package. Imagine these rappers is tragic. Sitting at home, having to watch me. They're like, I swear it's black magic. Yeah, black magic. Griot, tradition of the rappers. I study my craft. You man, them are suckers. Bow in the presence of greatness. So you're only trained to rate fakeness. Love that I get is so overwhelming. I don't even see no haters. Yeah, few man I got more status. Which one has more respect? That's what I thought. Akala's the one that they still can't get. Cause I'm like Dennis Brown meets DMX. I'm like Shabba and Brocky and Deck. Running down old school Stratford Rex. I feel sorry for whoever comes next. That's like running off the Usain Bolt. That's like singing after John Holt. That's like trying to floss on the Pope. He's so beyond money, he tries to act broke. I'm like every book's written at once. So I got the youth's head fucked like skunk. Little bit of reggae mixed with a bit of punk. And a discipline of a Buddhist monk. Like how it feels when you come, she comes at the same time. Now you are one. Oof, you will swear there's a God when you're done. Even if you know you don't believe in one. Son, all of my children have left the building. Charlie can't have them back cause I've killed them. If I don't feel them, they ain't real, them fate is still then. Just don't deliberate over the Stylistic soldier, the middleweight roller. Didn't we take over? Didn't we take over? The middleweight roller, the Stylistic soldier, deliberate over.
Damn. I hear him do that part and everything, and it's just like, again, another level.
Money, he tries to act broke. I'm like every book's written at once. So I got the youth's head fucked like skunk. Little bit of reggae mixed with a bit of punk. And a discipline of a Buddhist monk. Like how it feels when you come, she comes at the same time. Now you are one. Oof, you will swear there's a God when you're done. Even if you know you don't believe in one. Son, all of my children have left the building. Charlie can't have them back cause I've killed them. If I don't feel them, they ain't real, them fate is still then. Just don't deliberate over the Stylistic soldier, the middleweight roller. Didn't we take over? Didn't we take over? The middleweight roller, the Stylistic soldier, deliberate over. Lines that I rhyme with a force. So hard it separate your mind from your thoughts. Know that I am inclined to divorce. You little big mouth from the height of your horse. See, it's a sign of the times that we walk. Those that talk sense get a line in chalk. Those that talk shit get a line of support. Right round the block for the minds that they bought. For the dominant philosophy.
I'm with you, Charlie. I'm with you, Noddy.
Up the only planet that we got. If I have my way, I'll tell the truth, I'll let them rock. But unfortunately, it's not. Fuck off. This is so easy. I love this shit, but I'm almost bored. I could write one of these every month, but to give them a chance, I've only wrote 4 core. Man, they're not training. They're not ready for the levels of Shaolin. That's almost an hour of bars, my dog. None of which is on my albums. And I got 6. And I write books and plays and scripts. Still find time to go teach in the bits. Who told you that he's not the shit? Well, a bloody liar he is. Oh, what is? This little idiot try chat to me and you know me can't feel it. Boy, try smile me.
You're watching him. It's like a symphony of things that are just happening here on this fire, from everything taking place, and the way that these beats are cutting in It's going from like one scene to the next scene to the next scene to the next scene, and he's prepared each one with a different type of story to rock with it that kind of sets right in and keeps everything flowing right through. I mean, this is like a rap opera or something, the way he's telling these different things as he goes through these different sections and dropping the knowledge that he's dropping and trying to educate as he goes. And you're just trying to hold on, because every time you rewind it back, it's like you hear something else you didn't hear before. So the rewindability of what he's saying, you want to go back and listen again and again. It's like when you watch a good movie, you watch it again because you've missed a part somewhere, you figure. This, you're going back and you're hearing different things as you pick it back up, because the first time through isn't enough for what he's actually doing here. You got to appreciate it.
To talk shit, get a line of support. Right round the block for the minds that they bought, for the dominant philosophy, the legal armed robbery, the global monopoly, this fucking up the only planet that we got. If I had my way, I'll tell the truth, I'll let them rock. But unfortunately, it's not. Fuck off. This is so easy. I love this shit, but I'm almost bored. I could write one of these every month, but to give them a chance, I've only wrote 4 core. Man, they're not training. They're not ready for the levels of Shaolin. That's almost an hour of bars, my dog. None of which is on my albums. And I got 6. And I write books and plays and scripts. Still find time to go teach in the bits. Who told you that he's not the shit? Well, a bloody liar he is. Oh, what is this little idiot? Try chat to me and I can't feel it. Boy, try smile me, your eye them tally. Too damn big for your belly. Not on your nelly, not on your life. Could you find one to touch him on the mic? Yeah, right. Imagine a famous rapper from the States barring for 10 minutes straight. With the bloody cheek to do it double time every time. How much piss does he take? Knows that he's great. Knows that you're fake. Knows that he won't have a bar from your mate. Knows that you're late. Look at the anticipate every word that I say when I speak. Cause it's the knowledge of Timbuktu mixed with the slang of a London hue. And it in a heart and a soul that brings my youth. Now how can I not go true? Half of a cracker plus half of a coon. Half of a kelp plus half of a maroon. If I'm feeling anything that's close to half heart, ain't your half more than half tune. Half of my tune contains more content than every single thing you'd ever do. Guessing it's easy but only a few could spit content and still slew. I'm sure you noticed it's true. One of them is not you. You what? You wanna have a Barney with the magic mount, the machine gun armies, with the only one that is channeling Marley. You watch rappers while I'm studying Garvey. Left that. We can all see who's the best that you came for. Connect 4, I came for a chess match.
God dang, he pulls you in and he keeps you in. He keeps you intrigued throughout the whole thing. You know, he spent in here in the States, somebody rapping for 10 minutes. I can't personally think offhand of someone going 10 minutes at the energy and the length and the vibrancy, everything that he's bringing here. Now, you've got some that can do it, you know, over a period of time. A lot of times you'll see a longer flow, but it might be a little more slowed down. For what he's actually doing, I don't know if I've ever seen anybody here go 10 minutes in the States. And again, that's another part of his game that he has. He's able to just keep it rolling like that. And impressive. And this is like still going through. It's like still 9 minutes and 9.5 minutes left on the thing here. So this is a little bit longer of a one tonight, but it's worth it because he's got it all rocking.
Of a coon, half of a kelp plus half of a maroon. If I'm feeling anything that's close to half heart, ain't your half more than half tune. Half of my tune contains more content than every single thing you'd ever do. Guessing it's easy, but only a few could spit content and still slew. I'm sure you noticed it's true. One of them is not you. You what? You wanna have a Barney with the magic mount, the machine gun armies, with the only one that is channeling Marley. You watch rappers while I'm studying Garvey. Left that. We can all see who's the best that you came for. Connect 4, I came for a chess match. Not the same league, even the same sport. Literally hundreds of stamps in the passport. Not the same league, even the same sport, literally hundreds of stamps in the passport. And I ain't this black women to make my living, so who's more successful than him? Yeah, I got love in my heart, but it's not all peace and love. No.
Rewind that back. I like that. Not dissing black women to make his living. A lot of times, too much of the women getting put down, so I appreciate him hitting that.
Guessing it's easy, but only a few could spit content and still slew. I'm sure you noticed it's true. One of them is not you. You what? You wanna have a Barney with the magic mount, the machine gun armies, with the only one that is channeling Marley. You watch rappers while I'm studying Garvey. Left that. We can all see who's the best that you came for. Connect 4, I came for a chess match. Not the same league, even the same sport. Literally hundreds of stamps in the passport. Not the same league, even the same sport. Literally hundreds of stamps.
I like that he said Connect 4. Not like you came for checkers, I'm playing chess, but you came for Connect 4. I like that.
in the passport, and I ain't this black women to make my living. So who's more successful than him? Yeah, I got love in my heart, but it's not all peace and love. No, are you kidding? Yes, there were things worth killing and dying for. Ends ain't one of them though. What are you lying for? Now if a man runs in your house, Tom's your mum in the side of a mouth. Who in the right mind wouldn't understand why you ended up taking him out? Yes, love is not soft or sorry. Love is so tough it can make your mum catch your body. Love's the only thing worth killing and dying for. That's what I've learned in my time on this earth. Think that I'm wrong? Go to a lifer's wing. Look the man them in the eyes. Done that many times, got one too many rhymes. The London and my lines are dungeon for these guys. Crush them to define 100 at a time. Must have defined the cusp of what is rhyme. Clutching and I climb up the level line. Was always at the top, but now they recognize. Trust you recline when I go double time. The flow is so ridiculous, I do prophesize. Guys are ill-advised to dive into a fight with I, the wicked eye. You will never get a blind.
Wow. And we still got more left on here that he's going to break down. So, yeah, the flow is there. I mentioned earlier about somebody in the States that could probably go that. I will say, of anyone I thought of as he was closing out that last one on that part, probably Eminem might be one that could go as long. Eminem has some long ciphers. If you ever get a chance to check out his ciphers, he has some stuff where he does some things like that. But I don't see a lot of the other people doing them as much, maybe because I haven't looked into them, but that voice also kind of reminds me kind of towards that as well. So that's what I would say on that part there.
Hey! Hey! Man, I can call her in the building! Oh my God! I ain't fam, I want to wheel up like 30 times! You are
I'm going to think Charlie Slock will need some Gatorade here in a second.
disgusting, fam! You should be locked up, fam! You should be locked away! Crime against the pen, man!
We try.
You are
We ain't even done yet, but yeah,
bro.
we try.
You are an animal!
We try, bro.
Every time you come, you blow me away, fam.
I thought
You used to party where you used to pass yourself every time. You know what? Sometimes people come back and they find the booth one as good as the first.
You don't keep raising the levels.
Every Friday booth you've done has been better, bro.
No, thank you. We're trying.
I don't even know where to put that. Like, where do you put something like that? Like, you got scales, you got levels. Fam, that's somewhere else.
Consistency, bro.
It's over there.
I got to say it's nice that Charlie's seeing the same things that I'm seeing here as well.
We got to respect the craft.
It's not even in the atmosphere, man.
It's a different league. We're trying it. Evidence is evidence. I think there's only been a few platforms that's put us all in the same space as MCs and allowed us to be judged.
Wow.
On our craft and not hype and marketing and what the record label's spending and all that. That's all good. There's nothing wrong with all of that. But it comes down to this at the end of the day, innit? Lyrics, flows, rhymes.
That was disgusting, bro.
We try. You know what? I brought something though.
What?
Because I thought, you know what? Even though I knew usually I would end it there, but I thought it's 10-year anniversary, 10 years since the first album. We got all this activity going on. How can we do something on this platform of all platforms to take it to a new space? So I bought you a present, bruv. You might have heard me mention it a few times in the rap.
Yep.
I wrote a graphic novel / illustrated poem collaboration with an artist called Tokyo Ayama and Troy Edwards.
That's for me, yeah?
That's for you, brother.
Did you sign it for me?
You know what? I didn't, but I will do when we come off air.
I love that.
I brought a copy for you, because I just wanted to give you a copy.
Love that, bro.
It's been very good, but also because...
Now that's pretty cool that he actually did that too. I mean, and I know about like the education series. I've been told to check that out as well, but that's pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet that he did that. The graphic novel. I mean, I'm sure it's got some good tidbits stuff in there. I may have to check see if I can find that out somewhere here online. But this guy to me is becoming quickly like a nice little treasure you guys got over there in the UK, and definitely want to find more of his music for sure.
This next piece I want to share is from that story. So I've written a story. It's a long form rap that we then illustrated and turned into a graphic novel about the rise and fall of human empires. And this particular piece is from a space in the story where the main character we call the knowledge seeker is being born and reborn in sites of conflict all throughout history. So let's give them something a bit conceptual, a bit different and out of the box as well. I'm working with a composer at the moment to turn that into, for want of a better word, a spoken word opera. Shout out to Paul Gladstone Reed. So this is a piece that I wanted to share on this platform of all platforms, just to get us thinking about what the art of rhyming means and what it could be.
It's funny he mentioned the spoken word opera, because like I said, going through that first part of the Fire in the Booth, I felt like it was like almost like an opera of the different ways he was playing stuff out. So definitely intrigued to see how this runs.
So,
You ready for it?
I'm ready, bro.
You're an animal, man.
Let's do it. And it seems I was there. Where? everywhere. Every battle ever fought, every stab, every shot. Through the ages of humans, this killing machine. I could feel everything though. It wasn't a dream. I was every soldier that I'd ever fought, with a shield and a sword. All the blood will be drawn from a dagger or a bayonet, an axe that will slay your neck, or might gats that clap, only spraying death. I was in a tank that exploded in Iraq, in a drive-by gang war spraying out cars.
Yo, this ain't even fair right now. He's got like this shit happening. I would go see this kind of shit too. Like, I don't usually go to plays or something like that or anything, but they put this on a stage and they got people acting to it and he's breaking it down. Yo, I would definitely be there. I am feeling the flow on this right here.
I was in Nam, dropping napalm, but it burned my skin. I was also Viet Minh. I was an Italian massacring Ethiopians, but the bullets only pierced my flesh because I was both of them. I could feel every single wound of the flesh, but also the pleasure of causing the death. I was a soldier of the caliphate on a crusade, a killer, using Christ in exactly the same way. I was every woman ever killed in a witch hunt, or every little girl forced to grow with a split soul. Cause men like to snip clits or zip bits closed. So they...
Damn, he's sitting on some of those concepts and talking about the snipping with the women and stuff like that they do in some of the countries. Yeah, that's terrible how they do that. And wow, I mean, he's just making you think as you listen.
Caliphate on a crusade, a killer, using Christ in exactly the same way. I was every woman ever killed in a witch hunt, or every little girl forced to grow with a split soul. Cause men like to snip clits or zip bits closed, so their rape feels nice before they take my life. I was fighting for liberation, a woman and a general, bringing death to cowards that sold my genitals. One moment, I killed to be freed. The next, I was a monarch that killed for my greed. Tutmosis III, Alexander the Fake, Caesar, Napoleon, Francis Drake. The arms of the state, with armies that are great, but I was also the resistance that's hardly ever praised. I was every indigenous person of America that died trying to protect their homes from a predator. Then a robe-cladding Roman senator, and every noble that showed you the ways of the treacherous. I was in the Belgian Congo hacking off limbs. In Rwanda, a cancer doing the same thing. I was a Japanese general occupying the Philippines. A Filipino child too young to know what it means. I was at Sharpeville, I was just 2. My mother with a bullet in her head, and I knew. Barely out of her womb, I played with her wound. I knew life was a cycle, she'll be back soon. I was a soldier of Ashanti resisting the British, but at the same time still selling humans to the Dutch.
Wow. I just gotta take a break in there because that's just some heavy stuff that he's dropping. You listen to this, you kind of let it soak in. I mean, it's like a walk-in history book right now. Just the different things and the visions that you get as he breaks it down. I mean, if this was like done on a screen and you were getting portraits of each of the things he's describing, man, that would hit you hard. Whew. He puts his work in, and that's why you got to read and educate yourself. He's proof of that. He puts the work in.
If you're honest with yourself and you look back through human history, you'd see that we're totally fucked. Cause I was that little girl in that church in Alabama. Then the Grand Wizard, then Margaret Sanger. Then I was Paul Warfield, Tibbets, Jr. Feeling just fine in a B-29. I did my job. 100,000 dead. I went home to relax. Then I was every child ever born with deformed limbs. Cause there were just pawns on the board to inform kings. I saw sharks following ships, intrigued by the trail that comes overboard. I saw sharks following the ship I was on. I knew then that it couldn't be long. We had tried to get free, but as if that were wrong, we were thrown overboard from the deck of the Zone. So many bodies that the sharks couldn't finish the flesh. It took...
Talking about the slave traders. The slaves jumped off the ships at the times. Wow.
Junior, feeling just fine in a B-29. I did my job. 100,000 dead.
Of course, that was the bomb from World War II.
I went home to relax. Then I was every child ever born with deformed limbs. Cause they were just pawns on the board to inform kings. I saw sharks following ships, intrigued by the trail that comes overboard. I saw sharks following the ship I was on. I knew then that it couldn't be long. We had tried to get free, but as if they were wrong. We were thrown overboard from the deck of the zone. So many bodies that the sharks couldn't finish the flesh. It took the waves to administer death. And I joined the rest at the bottom of the sea. The uncounted millions that dreamed to be free. The next minute I was back on a ship. This time as a soldier of the French. Right off the coast of Haiti, we made a gas chamber for African rebels. I couldn't deal with the stench. Then my head was chopped off by one of Dessalines' henchmen. He gave the order for killing all Frenchmen. All I could see was pyramids. Can you see? Designed by man's mind but built by his greed. The strangest pyramids I ever did see. It's not built by stones, but the bones of families.
Wow. Wow. I need everyone in the studio to make some noise for Akala. You are something else, fam. I mean,
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't ready for that. That hit you.
I don't know what it is about 2016, but it just feels.
It feels like a hot. Yeah, I can't even lie. I watched some of the other Fire in the Boost that have been lately and I've been like, whew. I'll just say it and be honest. Wretches in particular. I love Nasties before that. There's a few that I've loved. But actually, a few of the years, there's been a few that I've been like, ooh. And then Wretches came out this year. I was like, and I told him, I was like, ooh.
Bro.
Ooh, that's a level. So,
You know what?
let's keep pushing the boundary and hopefully everyone who comes on
I
it
think he just done that again. I think the boundary's
elevating
just
the
been
whole
pushed.
rhyming, you know?
Like, that was something else, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that was. I visualized every single last thing you said there.
I hope so.
Every single last thing that you said was visual, bro.
I hope so.
Like, you know what? Sometimes I wish there were words to describe people like you, bro. Like, and that right there for young bucks watching this is why Akala's here 13 years later.
It's true.
And he's still doing what he's doing. He's a successful businessman.
We're trying.
Ownership is key. Everything he has, he owns.
Right.
I salute you, bro. Nothing but
very
respect.
much,
You
sir.
are an animal.
Oh, I tell you. I don't get hit much on stuff, but that second one, go back and listen again. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in it, and it hit you. So, that being said, I'm out. Thanks for you guys for checking this one. Akala, again, pure fire. Looking forward to hear more of his stuff. Loving the knowledge. Going to check out some more things here on the channel, of course. And y'all have a great one out there. Thanks for swinging by and check out another video. And I look forward to catching you guys next time. Peace, everybody.